All right. We do need to get to Game Day Live, brought to you by Uber. Game Day Live, brought to you by Uber, as the Grizzlies take on the Sacramento Kings tonight at FedExForum. Grizzlies, of course, coming off an incredible win against the Milwaukee Algonquin for the Goodland Bucks. 116-113, and Marc Gasol had 29 points, and Mike Conley had 26 points, and there were a bunch of big shots hit down the stretch by both of those guys, and a monster three from Garrett Temple from the corner. The Kings are surprising people with an 8-6 record so far. The Grizzlies are 8-5. The last time these two teams met, it was a 97-92 win for Sacramento. The Grizzlies were in serious control, and then towards the end of the first half, kind of let it slip away. And then in the second half, it was all Kings. And a lot of it was De'Aaron Fox, Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, these guys, they got the ball up and down the court. They really stopped Memphis from going to the basket because it was all points in the paint. And then they kind of flipped the script, and they were going to the paint in the second half, and they were detouring Memphis from getting to the paint in the second half, and it led to what at the time felt like a very disappointing loss, especially coming off of a Utah win. That being said, it was a great game. And these teams, since Dave Yeager has been there especially, have played absolute wars. The losing team in these games has not gotten to 99 points. 9 straight times. There has not been a game where the losing team between the Grizzlies and the Kings scored 99. So these are defensive wars, or have been, certainly, 9 times in a row. De'Aaron Fox has taken the massive leap. You know I love him. After what was an up-and-down rookie season, as is the case with many a point guard, he has made a major leap. So far this season, 18.7 points per game, 51% from the field, 44% from three. And that was the kind of kid that you said, now the three number will inevitably go down. You just cannot maintain 44% for a year. But the sample size keeps getting bigger in terms of games played, and his percentage is still very high. And he was one of those kids that you thought, boy, if he could ever add a three to this game, he is going to be downright lethal. And he is. He's been great for them. And it's a good matchup between Marvin Bagley and Jaren Jackson, two guys that were picked in the top 5, both who have showed very well so far this year. Willie Cauley-Stein's had a very good year. Healed, can shoot the cover off the ball. I mean, they're not an easy win for anybody. And the Grizzlies are favored in this game tonight, but it is a dangerous game because they've got athletes and they're playing a lot better basketball. They are a team that is able to get out-rebounded. And, in fact, if you out-rebound them, you beat them. They have not won a game on which they have lost the rebounding battle. But they got to feel good about themselves because they had lost 14 straight games, 14 to the San Antonio Spurs, and they just ended that. So, I mean, they're kind of breaking records and doing things that they have not been able to do in quite some time. You have their wins are at Oak City, Memphis, Washington, at Miami, at Orlando, at Atlanta, and then Minnesota and San Antonio. Their losses are Utah, at New Orleans, at Denver, at Milwaukee, Toronto, Lakers. They haven't lost a game that is like, oh,
bad,
what?
Weird loss, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is every game that you would mark down a loss, and then they've got wins that you would not have marked down necessarily as wins. I mean, listen to those games. Utah, at New Orleans, at Denver, at Milwaukee, Toronto, and the Lakers. Yeah. 6 losses, all of them noble losses. Yeah. All of them. And some of those games they were really in. Anyways, it is the Grizzlies' quest tonight to even up the score with Sacramento because they let that one get away from them. They certainly let that one get away from them.
They should have revenge on the mind tonight. The thing is young, fresh legs for the Sacramento Kings. And, when you haven't played since Monday, you should be.
Should be, but the Grizzlies haven't had a game since Wednesday either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've had an extra day in between here, and they're working towards getting their guys
and
back.
They should have revenge on the mind. Out for blood.
All the cliches.
I'm going to let that breathe.
All the cliches.
That's Game Day Live presented by Uber. Back up to this. Chris Vernon Show.